I'm nervous.
Here we go. Hi, Cher. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm
Okay, so
good.
what
How
we
are
have here
you?
is I'm doing really well. This is Aisha. She's a lovely lady from originally from Brisbane, moved to the Gong, studied down there. She's got the qualification coming out your ears. I'm not even going to go there. Musical qualifications beyond belief, and is now living in I think Western Sydney or that area. We won't go into that. And you are one of the an amazing people, one of those amazing people who actually touched a lot of people's lives. And I'll get into that as we go. But first of all, I'd like you to introduce yourself briefly as you can, as to who you are and how you got involved in the music industry and the kind of music you're into.
Well, I was born in Brisbane, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the Gong. I went to primary school, high school, and university at the Gong. And before my mum migrated to Australia, she was a musician. So she
Mm-hmm.
was a cellist and a conductor.
Whoa.
So that's how I guess the music influence and inspiration came.
Mm-hmm.
And and my mom was in her teens, with a really sort of pious Muslim mom,
Mm-hmm.
where she would go and sing in Sunday masses
Mm-hmm.
in Turkey, in a town called Mersin, in Orthodox church, on Sundays. So
Mm-hmm.
that was my mum. And then, my mum and dad migrated to Australia in 1970,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to start from scratch, like from biscuit factories. Oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
biscuit factories,
I
rubber
know the one.
factories.
Yeah, I know the old, I know
Right.
it's one. Yeah, yeah.
So that's, I guess, and mum always played classical music on record players and
Mm-hmm.
cassettes. And that's how I started singing. And I've always loved singing, and she always nurtured that and encouraged me to just sing. But I didn't know that I was going to pursue singing until my last year of high school, because
Okay.
um I mean, at that time, mum became a single parent, and she was basically, she raised five kids on her own, and we didn't have that much money at the time, and I didn't have sort of money to have private lessons, but I applied for a scholarship. I got a scholarship, and that's how I started to have private lessons in my last year of high school, and
Mm-hmm.
then that kind of determined my fate after, because my very first singing teacher asked me to audition for the conservatoriums and universities for music,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just took on a life of its own, I guess. And then, and that's, yeah, I studied music here in Wollongong University. I did my bachelor's, and then I won a scholarship to the Royal College of Music in London. Went
Mm-hmm.
there and did postgraduate studies there. I got another scholarship to study at Sydney Conservatorium, and did that. I
Mm-hmm.
completed another postgraduate study, and then I won an entry to the Metropolitan Opera in New York, and
Wow. Wow.
to become a young artist. And that
Excellent.
was, I guess, and then after I completed that, I came back to Australia, and then I auditioned for Opera Australia and got
Okay.
in as a principal. So
Okay. So you've always had that music in your blood through your mum, obviously, as you say, and you've always
yeah,
had an interest in classical music. Uh, my musical
yeah.
taste doesn't extend to so much classical, but when I first met you, and people who are going to watch this video don't know, when I first met you, I met some wonderful Navy friends, and we'd attended a rally in Sydney. And this lady came out on stage dressed in draped in an Australian flag and began singing. And I honestly was absolutely transfixed. I stood there and listened to this lady sing, and I thought, because one, I may not be into classical music, but I understand talent, let's say, and I appreciate people's talents, but no matter, even whether it's sport or whatever it is. So when this person started singing, I just stood there and I was talking to Kim, my friend, who I interviewed first, and I was sitting here. I said, "Oh my God, I'll listen to this woman's voice." And Joe was with me, and we were just stunned at the power of the voice. And of course, that was you up on stage. And of course, you've been to Canberra as well, and I don't know where else you've sung, but you've been attending the rallies yourself. Now,
Yeah.
this led to a
Yeah.
kind of an issue because you were found out to have been there, and this led to some issues with your employment, I gather.
Yes. Yes. So the the first big rally I attended was the 24th July rally last
Mm-hmm.
year.
That was great.
That was completely grassroots,
Mm-hmm.
that mobilized so fast, literally overnight. And then uh apparently I was on several TV channels,
Mm-hmm.
and I got ID'd by both my law colleagues and my opera singer colleagues. And there
Wow.
was a massive public shaming. And even one of my law colleagues messaged me and said, "Be careful, you're on the pickup list with the police now. Good
Wow.
luck." Like
Okay.
he was like, I was like, "Huh, what? I cannot believe he did that."
I know it's been.
I thought
Yeah.
he was a I thought he was my friend. We studied together, and
Mm,
you know, I thought there was respect, and there was, like I respected him. I was so surprised, and yeah, and also there was a group of opera singers from Opera Australia who went on a public shaming, very publicly on Facebook, talking
mhm.
about me. And yeah, and then I got kicked out of the music festivals. There were string quartets and other groups who were saying we refuse to work with her, pull her out from this performance.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah, it was I it was so heartbreaking. I cried. I've shed a lot of tears. I really
So
have.
this then led to you being basically unemployed for a lengthy period of time.
Yeah, for a long period of time. I just, I mean, it's just, yeah. I didn't, out of the whole 2.5 years, I can say hand on heart that I've only had 5 weeks of um, JobKeeper
Yep.
payment.
Mhm,
I was dipping into my own savings that
mhm,
I have saved, because I felt very suspicious about the JobKeeper. I thought,
mhm.
no, 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 this is not right. They're gonna make us pay through our nose for the stuff that they're giving us. I was so
100%.
suspicious. That's why
100%.
I just stayed back from it until it just came to a point where I was depleted of funds, and then and I had sort of 5 weeks of pay, and then I think by September or whatever that was cut, like last year. I remember that window
Now
of
you're quite a. I'll say this in a nice way. You're a proud woman. Um, you're a person who does not go looking for help, etc., etc. You're very independent, and you've
I try
managed
to
to
be.
try to
Yeah.
be, and that's great. And I understand that. But you've been doing it quite tough. Now, we know from what you've just said that you've been spurned by your colleagues, and I assume some of that, like most of us, has spilled over to various friends and relatives, etc., as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends and
So
associates. Yeah.
here's what I'm going to ask you, because everybody's going to be different when they answer this question. So, what was it that you managed to dig into, other than your super, that allowed you to emerge from the other side of this with some kind of hope?
Um yeah, look, I mean, we've spoken about this. I think you and I, we're both people of faith. We
Mm-hmm.
believe in God,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that is the spiritual component with many of the people in our situation,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and that deep sense of divine plan that has helped us, stay patient and resolute and steadfast. Thinking, yes, they have their own plan,
Mm-hmm.
but God. God is the best of planners of everything. And
Mhm.
so that, and just really giving up, all of that, handing it over, just constantly trying to surrender
100%.
your situation and your circumstances and saying,
Well, as I said to you today, as we discussed earlier when I rang you earlier, if I didn't have faith that the perpetrators of this would be brought to justice, I probably wouldn't be alive. I don't think I could personally, me personally, I don't think I'd have been able to cope. And I've seen a lot of
yeah,
friends who have given up and given in, and it's been a horrendous journey for so many people. But I do know that there is hope, and that a lot of us who've been in those situations and have managed to come out the other side far more resolute than I ever was, far more
yeah,
informed than I ever was, far more alert than I've ever been in my life, and far more uh, wise in the sense that I now know that I've known nothing. Everything's being revealed now, and I'm like,
yes,
whoa.
yes.
I was thinking that
And
I talked to
I still feel like I don't know anything.
no,
Yes, with the more we learn, the more we think we're really just seeing a tiny little speck of the bigger picture right now,
absolutely. I was saying it
you
was like
know?
one of those kids etch a sketch, and you drag the thing across and remove the picture, and then you start again, because everything I thought I knew I've thrown away, and I've
Yeah,
literally started again because there seems to be no truth to what I thought I had,
no.
and what I'm learning now is absolutely eye popping, mind boggling stuff. Now I wanted to ask you this, and I know that you've been very patient with me because I did a little bit of a surprise for you. You're the biggest preempt in the world. This has been going on. People don't know it's been going on for about 6 hours, but nonetheless, we have done something for you. And when I say we, I'm talking about a collective heart. So we know that you've been struggling, and I'm going to say this, and I hope you don't mind, but I know that you have some children, and you've been living on around about by the time you've paid for your bills, etc., etc. You had about around $40 or $50 a week to spend on food. Now I know that's a fact, and I know that that has brought you to the point of a lot of tears at times and lots of
Yeah,
beans and rice.
yeah.
So
That was my total income. That's been my
yeah,
total income,
okay.
you know?
So we as a collective have decided to do something for you. So we
Who's
put
the
out a bit of a
collective,
message.
Owen? What are
Oh,
you talking?
you will know.
What is it?
You will know. So we put out a bit of a message yesterday, and you'll be able to go and see it when your bands lift. I forgot about that. And we now have a number of people lined up. They were very grateful overnight, and they're going to begin to do weekly deposits into an account that you nominate. Okay? Does that make me cry? Because it's not me. Oh, I'm going to help. I'm going to be part of it. But these are beautiful people. They're not people that I would not trust, and they're not people I wouldn't have faith in. And I just want you to know that we all feel what people go through. We understand the trauma and the pain, but we just know that it's not $1 million, but it's a little something that'll go. And we've all signed a bit of an agreement to go for a minimum 10 weeks for you. And so they'll begin that. Actually, they're waiting now for me to finish this video and post it and contact them for them to begin. And I would suggest probably more than likely those donations will start tonight. So I just want you to know. Now, I'm going to tell the viewers who are watching this one little thing. Now, I've never met you, have I? Correct? No.
No.
No. We have spoken one night about 1 o'clock in the morning about Djokovic when he won Wimbledon.
Djokovic.
You interviewed me because I put a post up and you were up going, oh my God. So we did speak that night. But this is a true story. And I've told you, I'm going to tell people so they know. I was on a roof in Cabarga doing a roof, and I had Spotify on, and a song came on. I think it was by Andre Bocelli. Now, I had no reason to think of you, but immediately I thought of you, and it was so strong, I had to get down, and I sent you a message, didn't I? And I said, here's my phone number. I need you to ring me. And you rang back, and you were quite agitated, and you said, look, I've only rung back to be out of courtesy and respect because you sent me the message, but I can't talk. I'm pretty agitated. And I said, there's something I need to tell you. You are loved. You see? And I don't even know why I had to tell you that. I don't know why I said it. I had nothing planned. I wasn't pre-prepared. I just said that to you. And I know that it brought you to tears, and I was like, oh my God, what have I done? She's
Yeah,
crying.
I was a mess. I was
Yes.
such a mess yesterday. I
But
was
it's a
such a
message,
mess.
I think it's a message we all need to know, that we are loved. And there are people out there who have heard your story and they want to help. In fact, they're lining up to help. In fact, I've probably got more messages
God,
there because
that's
I haven't looked at my phone
crazy.
since lunchtime. So I want you to know that this is our little gift to you. And I hope in some small way it can help you overcome the difficulties you got, and for your kids, in the short term at least. Okay? Because you're loved. And you're an amazing singer too, by the way. I was awestruck when, well, Joe and I and Cam and Kim were in Sydney and you got up and sang. We were like, whoa, what a thunderous voice. Wow. From a little pocket rocket. So you always touch people's lives. Never, ever minimize the effect you have on people's lives. Never think that you're not achieving things simply because you don't see the big picture. Because our job is not to harvest, it's to plant,
No,
you know?
no, I understand. I mean, I think you're the same. We do whatever we do, and all the fight and all everything we've endured, we've done it because of our love for our fellow
Absolutely.
man
Absolutely.
and woman,
Absolutely.
without any discrimination
No,
and any separation, and yeah, and our love for God as well, because we just
100%.
know instinctively that's the right thing to do.
There will come
And
a day. There will come a day. We will win. There will come a day when these people will answer for what
yeah,
they've done.
God will
And in
win. God will win.
100%. And in the meantime, all we have to do is help each other and help one another. And I hope that when people watch this video, they reach out to somebody close to them, or suddenly get the feeling that they're not safe and secure and things aren't smooth sailing, that there's bigger things coming, and we need to be sure, we need to be ready, and we need to be helping. And our hearts need to be towards other people. You're an amazing woman. I've enjoyed talking to you. I'm going to go and post this video because I got people waiting to help you. They are waiting to help you, and they're waiting for this video to be posted so they can start. Because I told them not to do anything.
I don't know what to say,
You have
Owen.
to say
Like, I
nothing.
have no
Absolutely say nothing.
I don't
It's
know what to say. I'm so
it's not me.
it's
Well, I'm
very
helping, but I'm not a
overwhelming.
part of them. But there's
Um
some. This is coming from right around Australia, by the way, as far as I'm aware.
that's just crazy.
Oh, it is. It is.
I just yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know what to say. I feel
Say nothing.
that I can't uh this incredible gesture, I have to somehow, I will definitely pay it forward, and you know that I
There's the
will.
term. I know you will. I absolutely know you will.
And
Don't worry too much.
I, give you my word on that.
That's okay.
And it won't be in vain.
No,
I promise. I promise you that.
that's okay. You don't have to make any promises to us. That's between, and I'm going to also tell you another little thing about this. We have collectively agreed on a certain amount. Okay. However,
I'm a
however,
bit scared. I'm a bit
no,
scared about that.
however, oh, don't be. However,
I'm freaking out.
there's no need to. However, the
I don't
amount
want
of,
anybody
hang on a second.
overreaching or
No, it's got nothing to do with that. That's between them and you.
uh,
That's got nothing to do with me or anything
stressing me
else.
out.
Whatever these people do, they do. Do you understand that? It's got nothing to do with what we've agreed to, because some of them have already intimated they'd like to go further. And I've said, look, that's entirely up to you. It's got nothing to do with me. That's between them and their own conscience and soul. So just enjoy, sit back, be blessed. Know that people love you. They're wanting to help. And you're just another wonderful Australian person. And we adore you. We wish you well. And I hope that things go better for you in the future. I share.
I'll tell you something,
Go
Owen.
for it.
That 27th November rally,
That's my
were
birthday, by the way. We went for my birthday. That's my birthday. My birthday present.
amazing.
My birthday
You're a
present was Joe took me to
Sagittarian
the
like
rally.
me.
She
You're
took
a
me to the rally for
Sagittarian
birthday.
like me.
Oh yeah, it was
I'm a
awesome.
Sagittarian too. I'm
Yeah.
6 December.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to
But
go because I'm running out of time here. I hate to tell
oh
you.
yeah. Oh
Yes.
look, I felt the love. I really did.
Good, good.
27th November, I felt the love from everyone.
Well, it was good. It was beautiful, and even at the Canberra rally, which I walked around over in Camp Epic, and I was filming and talking to people and just
Oh,
having a great time. And I had to make a conservative guess, and I've been in the world a fair while, though you wouldn't know, because but I estimated well over 200,000, well over 200,000, and I didn't even get over to one side, and I certainly didn't get out into the paddock where the farmer had opened his gates and were allowing people to get down in. I didn't even get down that far. I was absolutely mind-boggling, blown out. I spent probably an hour and a half walking and still couldn't get to the end of where they were camped. So that a couple of thousand figure, what an absolute freaking joke.
rubbish.
Absolute rubbish. It was laughable. But anyway, lovely talking to you. Got to go. I'm going to go post this. I'm very excited about the response. And but you know, a dollar's a dollar. Just enjoy yourself. Bless you. Lovely, lovely to see you. And we will chat
Thank
again in the
you.
future, okay?
Yeah, we will. We will. God bless you. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to
You do
come.
it.
I'm going to
Always welcome. Always welcome. Doors are always open. Trust me.
thank
Doors are
you.
always open. Beautiful South Coast. Bless you. See you later. I
God
share.
bless you and
I
everybody.
share. I got it. See you, Di.
God bless.
Bye.
God
You too.
bless you all.
Bye.
God bless you. Oh my God.